Triple D, we're back at it again. Super aggressive Triple D. This is a tournament topping deck that I am playing, this version of it. Let's go, Fools.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
We had a dual point room tournament, which is 2 hours. It is $12 prize support. It is free entry if you are joined on YouTube. This is what it looks like multiple times a week. $12 prize, no rules, no deck list, no mods. And we had Alfred get first place in it. 100 players after 2 hours got first place. There's no restriction on top tier decks, so among all the other top tier decks, he got first place with this. And I had to play it myself. Now, I did up the count to 30 cards, and I put in more protection, because the first thing you see here besides the enemy controller, no protection. So you could play it like this or how I'm playing it. Let's look at it. 30 card, I added in Grass-Fed Screener, I added in a Monster Gates, I added in a Dark Contract of the Swamp King, I added in double Kiteroid instead of enemy controller, even though you might see a replay of me using enemy controller. I also added a Bacon Saver. So you choose if you want to be more protective or aggressive. Both versions are fine. This deck is so incredibly sacky. It is so aggressive. It is so powerful. Very easily, you will summon 3 monsters on the field. I was about to say more. You can't summon more than 3. Well, you could if the first one, something happens to it, which you could summon more than 3 then. But anyway, you are swarming the field. And before you get upset with, oh no, another Light Sworn, Raiden Engine, notice how we're not playing that many level 7 synchros. It is such a side part of this. We mostly care about the mill. So if you do not have Lumina, you don't have Raiden, put whatever Light Sworns you have, but the Charger Light Brigade is very important, I would say, for this deck. Even the Solar Recharge, I would say, is optional, so it's mostly for the mill. We're not getting carried too much by the Lumina, even though you might see a replay where it does carry us, but still. The core of the deck is the Triple Ds. As you see from the extra deck, it is mostly Triple D. We don't, if I wanted to, I would even take out more of the level 7 synchros, but that would not be good with the Luminas. So what is a normal field? What are we normally summoning? Normally, we could get a Pendragon on the field. This can become 3100 attack and destroy a back row card without targeting. That's great. We could also get a Beowulf on the field. 3000 attack will give all your double D monsters piercing damage through defense. Also, D-Oracle King D-Arc. This is 2800 attack. Any effect, which is the Dark Contracts that would deal damage to you, you gain life instead. So the Dark Contract of the Gate will search for any of your double D monsters to make the deck more consistent, and this will ensure you gain life instead of losing life. So 3K, 31, gain life, piercing damage, destroy back row. That's the main part of the double D part. So how do you make that all happen? Well, it's all about the slime. Slime in the hand will activate to fusion summon with another double D in your hand to summon the D-Oracle or the Beowulf. So that's one way to summon. Another way to summon is the turn Typhon is sent to the graveyard. So this is the milling power, milled or discarded, fusion summoned, whatever. It will activate in the grave to fusion summon a Beowulf. You'll use this and another material in the graveyard, so that's additional milling to make sure it has a buddy up system to buddy into the Beowulf. Another way to summon is the slime in the graveyard. Banish to summon a double D from the hand. You could summon the Pendragon, so that's way number 3. So 2 of the ways of the slime, another with the Typhon. Those are the main ways we are spam fusion summoning. To make it even more consistent, the Dark Contract every turn can search for a double D. Search for a Pendragon if you need to summon it with slime in the grave. Search for the slime if you need a fusion summon with another double D in the hand. Love this. This makes it so much more consistent. Dark Contract of the Swamp King will activate as a continuous spell to fusion summon from your hand, field, or graveyard. So this is also good with the mill. Didn't really use it as much. You could play more of it if you want to. This deck really suffers from only having 6 extra deck slots. Maybe they'll bump it up to 7 with Exceed Summoning. And that is pretty much the core of the deck, the Lumina. Now, if we talk about the Lightsworn part, if you want, with Lumina, if you're playing it, Lumina will discard any card to summon the Raiden from the graveyard, which is a level 4 tuner, which will synchro into Michael, which could banish any card in the field, or Fortune Lady Every, which will banish without targeting, only during your standby phase, so the next turn afterward. Monster Gate could be decent to fill up your graveyard for Show of Nightmares. If you have 3 or more different spells in the graveyard, you randomly add one of them back to your hand. So with Show of Nightmares and the Econ, if you're playing the Econ version, you could really sack with the Econ. Otherwise, we do play enough spells to ensure the Show of Nightmares works. And a really cool trick with the Lumina, if you are unfamiliar with the Double D engine, is if you do not have a Raiden in the graveyard, but you have a Lumina and a Raiden in the hand, normally you have to summon Raiden or hopefully just mill the Raiden. Well, if you could summon Pendragon onto the field, Pendragon can discard the Raiden, pop a back row card, then follow up, summon Lumina, discard any card to summon the Raiden and Synchro Shokan. So that's the deck. Very consistently. Beowulf, summon, summon, summon. Also, I forgot to mention, one of the best effects of Beowulf is during your own standby phase, wipe out all back row cards in the field. So summon this, give all your monsters Pierce, wipe out all the back row. Let's get to it. Triple D, double D, let's go. Very quickly, if you are missing the Luminas or a bunch of Lightsworns, or you want to reduce the deck down to like 20 cards, I quickly tried out this against an NPC. Give me something, boy. Come on. There we go. There we go. So you got plays, boy. Pretty cool. That works. Yeah, I bet if I auto-duel, he's gonna do that. He didn't! So even something like this could work, so, you know, please, calm down in the comments. Don't attack me for playing Lightsworn, all right? Just chill, chill. This works too. It's just for the mill. Have at it. Is this the new Witcher show? Your Power Sync Trimids is very good. I reached Duel level 18 with it. It's also so much fun. I love that deck. That is just an amazing deck. Get charging. Okay. Show of Nightmares. Yes. This skill's so broken, it needs to be nerfed. Grab it, Lumina. I can't believe milling 6, we didn't mill a single Lightsworn. What the? Mill a Typhon. Come on. Yes. We have a slime in the graveyard also. We got a slime. Got a slime. Where the slime at? We sliming. Yes. We could have added the Pendragon, and we could have discarded the Raiden. We wouldn't have the Typhon in the graveyard. I mean, we potentially could afterward. Let's go. Get sliming. This deck is so sacky. It's insane. I love it. Pendragon popped that back row card without targeting, by the way. Doesn't even target. Discard. Boost! Destroy! Fool! Typhon! Beowulf! This deck is insane! What you got in the gray, boy? What you got? You got nothing. You reducing me? You reduce? Yoink! Come to me! Back to Fortnite! Charge into Solar Recharge. We're gonna grab Lumina. If we mill a Raiden, otherwise we'll grab a Raiden, we'll draw 2 with the Solar Recharge. I have not recharged in all these duels. If you watch any of the movies where they're voice acting, they're all standing. The Dragon Ball Z voice actors, they're standing. They're not sitting. He's Brazilian, be careful, Wall D. You're right. Okay. So we'll check right now what that back row card could be. If there's a delay, it could be a Fiendish Chain, could be a Raigeki Break. There is no delay. Charge the Light Brigade. Now his back row's activatable. It was not activatable in our draw phase. So if it's now activatable, now that we have a card in the field, that tells me it could be a Ballista Squad. I can tell you it's not a Raigeki Break, it is not a Fiendish Chain, it is not a Karma Cut. Ballista Squad is the most likely. Maybe a Cosmic Cyclone, I think they play 1. Ballista Squad, I think it is. So, let's get Raiden. Get recharging. Show of Nightmares. We want the swirl in the grave, so if we could mill the other one, that'd be pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, buddy. Now with the swirl and the slime in the grave, we sliming, we summoning, we popping. Pop the Ballista Squad. Not that he would even be activating it, because he'd be a fool to do so. Pop it. Woo! I told you what it was. I told you. Who's paying attention? Get summoning, and it's a free win. Michael. Oh, you thought I was done there? You thought? Beowulf, banish, lethal. Yes. So if you want to use NordVPN, !NordVPN, you get to unlock the full potential of Netflix. If anything is restricted by country, NordVPN will unlock it all. If there's a special deal in America, UK, Japan, you get to cheat the system. Just cheat it. Grab the Illumina, get charging. Angelica, you need a monster in the grave to gain life for that. What you thinking? I feel like I've heard this song so much. Is this song being used Where else is it being used? I've heard this a lot. Charge, Light Brigade! I think enough is enough, huh? Did we mill too much? We have Typhon in the grave. We got everything we want and need. Show of Nightmares. If the duel room's bugged, then we gotta wait for midnight then. I'm sorry. Get Slimin to pop the back row. Blessed wins. Special summon the Pendragon. Michael! Manish! Typhon! It's time for Beowulf. Let's go. Let's go. Michael, the Arclight Sworn. Lethal. Yes.